Hi, my name is Jennifer, and this is my story. One of my best friends all through middle school and in high school, when I was 15 and she was 15, went through some pretty traumatic things, and she decided that her life wasn't worth living anymore, and she took her life. When I was 15, there was no social media or anything like that, so I think I probably knew the textbook definition of suicide, but it was not anything that I ever had to deal with. And I still remember thinking it was a sick joke and that it wasn't anything that was real, and it was just very difficult to go through. I had a lot of guilt, I had a lot of questions. I felt like, why didn't she come to me? I felt terrible that she felt alone and that that was her only option. And we fast forward a year and a half later, when I was 17, my dad suffered from depression and mental illness from age 14 to 46. He hid it very well. He was one of those people that he was everybody's best friend. He loved everybody but himself. He delivered bread for a bread company here in Fort Wayne for Aunt Millie's, and he was the guy that at 3 in the morning when he got home off work, he would go deliver bread to the neighbors before he even took time for himself to crawl in bed and get some rest. And it was a beautiful April day. My biggest concern at the time was tanning for prom, and in an instant I became a statistic, a survivor, and I had to become a parent overnight. My dad took his life in front of me, and not only did I have to deal with that, I had to come back and try to continue through school and try to have good grades. My A's and B's turned into C's and D's very quickly. I think some of my teachers just passed me just to pass me because I had a really hard time focusing and getting through, just sitting through class. I had to take care of my mom, and she's gone on to lose both of her legs to diabetes. She's done really well with all of that, but it's definitely been hard to try to start a career and a family and try to deal with all those things as well. In 2015, my cousin Emily took her life. She was 23, and she had everything going for her. She was very talented, very smart and beautiful, and never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would lose her to suicide, let alone 3 people that I love and care about to suicide. My best friend of 17 years, Alicia, has really helped me through this time. She was there for every suicide that I went through, but especially my dad's. She was there within an hour, and I ended up spending most of the evening with her. I firmly believe I'm here because of her. She's definitely kept me going through the years, and she's been the one person, when we tell the kids the DP, she's my DP, she's my details person. She's the person that I could call at 3 in the morning and tell her, like, I screwed up, you know, life's not going well and it's my fault, and she'd still love me through it. She's definitely my rock. I had a wonderful boyfriend who became my husband at the time, Andy, who really helped me through this as well. I don't know where I'd be without him. And I had some great teachers that stepped in. I had a teacher, Mr. Rusk, who was wonderful. He would let me come in after school if I just needed to talk, and he helped inspire me to be a teacher. He was absolutely wonderful. I had a teacher, Mrs. Kaiser, that she knew where I'd be every morning, usually in the bathroom crying after I lost my dad, and she'd come down for me, or she'd send a student down for me, and she just really helped to listen. She'd take her plan period to be with me, and now that I'm a teacher, I know how important those plan periods are, and she really probably needed that time, but instead she decided to devote that to me, and I don't know where I'd be without those people too. They were absolutely wonderful. It's helped me to realize how fleeting time is. I feel like I try to savor the time that I have with people that I love a little bit more, because you never know when something traumatic could happen or when I could lose them, so I hold on a little bit tighter. It's helped me to not be judgmental, because we don't know what another person's going through. We don't know their story. I mean, sometimes people can look at me and think that I'm doing fine when really I'm not. I feel like mental illness is something that needs to be destigmatized. Mental illness is something that can happen to people and they have no control over it. Their brain gets sick just like the rest of their body can get sick. And I feel like that's my main goal, is to let people know that nobody asks for mental illness, that it's not something that is to be looked down upon. It's something that if somebody wants help, that's a good thing, and getting help is a good thing, and that's okay. Suicide in itself is something that we don't talk about, and it's one of the top killers of our youth today. And I feel like when my dad took his life in 2003, it was every 18 minutes that someone took their life, and now it's about every 12 minutes. I feel like the problem's not getting any better. We need to talk about it, and we need to be open and honest about it. I do feel like these things have helped to shape who I am, because there's a saying that I really like: under this pressure, under this weight, we are diamonds taking shape. And I feel like sometimes when things are hard, we have to take a step back and realize that we can use those things to kind of propel our future. We can use them to help our decision making, to know what we want out of life, but we can also take some of those negatives and turn them into a positive. I obviously love going into schools and talking to kids about these hard topics, because they're already dealing with them, and it's one of those things that I want them to know they're not alone. I also facilitate a support group in Fort Wayne called We the Living, and it's for survivors of suicide. And I'll never stop doing that, because I have a lot of families that tell us that, you know, you gave us help when we didn't have any, or you made us feel like we weren't alone in this, and that's something that is really important. I feel like with my faith that sometimes the things that we can be going through, that we're enduring, are shaping us for the future. They're shaping who we are, they're shaping our decisions, and they're shaping some of the people that are watching us, or the people that are in our lives. And they can end up having some good within them. Try to find the little things in life, whether that be music or going for a walk, a TV show. Try to just grasp the little things that make you happy and try to hold on to those. Try not to focus on tomorrow too much, or the future. That's always kind of been a struggle for me. I'm an anxious person, but I've had some wonderful people in the last few years of my life try to teach me that it's okay to just worry about today, worry about the daily bread, and not really worry about too much in the future. I think that helps, just to focus on 1 minute at a time, and just, if there's something really hard and really traumatic, just being okay with that, just saying, okay, I'm gonna make it through the next hour, I'm gonna make it through the next half of the day, and just being proud of yourself for the little accomplishments. Especially when you're grieving, if you've lost someone, sometimes it's a big deal just to get up and just go through normal day activities and just be okay with that. I feel like your life is a journey, not a destination, and one day you're gonna look back and you're not even gonna know how you made it through, but you will make it through. So just knowing that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and there are better days ahead of you, and you're going to be able to make it through whatever you're going through.